So I couldn't really find any good methods to sculpt bandages for my character online, and hence I experimented with so many different techniques, and I think I've cracked it. The easiest method to make bandages. Now you can sculpt them, of course, you can do that, but the way I want to do it is I want to model them so that you have individual bandages. Very simple, let me show it to you. So what you want to do is just go to sculpt mode, okay, and you can decide whichever arm you, let's sculpt on this arm. So what you want to do is go down here and go to the lasso mask. Okay, so by default it's going to be at box mask, but if you hold click on this, you can see the lasso mask option. Okay, now you see the lasso mask option. What you want to do is to just simply lasso mask a shape like this, something that is going to resemble a bandage. Okay, you have flexibility. Let's see, this thickness should be okay. Okay, now once you have this, what you want to do is go to mask, go to mask extract, make sure you have this unchecked, look at the settings and then press OK. Now the bummer to this thing is that it just goes back to object mode, whereas I want to stay in sculpting mode. So we have one of the bandage that we require. Now what you want to do is clear the mask with Alt M. So we've cleared the previous mask and now we want to make another bandage. Okay, just try to have a bit of a chaos to this, try to have a bit randomness, a bit of crisscross fashion. Just you know how bandages are, they are in layers. Okay, we're gonna worry about the layers later, but what we're worried about right now is making the bandages themselves. Okay, so just simply create bandages like this and then keep extracting these masks. Okay, don't worry, this is all gonna play out very soon. It's gonna be optimized, it's not gonna be this high poly, don't worry about it. Now mask extract again. Now you see what I'm talking about. I wish it stayed in sculpting mode, but yeah, it's a bit tedious to do this. So let's mask another bandage. Let me fast forward this so that I save your time. Because if you forgot to clear the mask, you can just simply press Control, make a circle around the old one, and then you'll have the new one over here. Okay. If you extract it again, it's going to extract both the bandages. So that is why you want to clear the mask every time. So let's extract this again. Okay, so these should be good enough. Now what I want you to notice is that the bandages, the edges of the bandages are not very smooth. That is because we extracted them through the mask. Now how are we going to smooth it? In order to smooth it, we're going to temporarily combine all of these bandages. We're going to perform some operations on it and then we're going to separate them to create the layers. Okay, so some bandages are going to be above the other, some are going to be below. So temporarily we're going to combine them. To do that, just drag select everything, control drag select the body to deselect it, and then press Control J. Now all of these bandages are combined into one object, which is totally fine, don't worry about it. Go to the sculpt mode. And what you want to do is go over here to mesh filter. And what you want to do is select smooth. Now once you've selected this, can you see this? Okay, yeah. Go to the mesh filter, select filter type to smooth, and now click and drag. As soon as you start dragging, you're going to see that your mask is smoothing. Okay, let me isolate this so you can see this better. So I'm smoothing this and you can see the bandages are all smooth now. Nice. So let's go out of isolated view, and then what you want to do is select an inflate brush, make it really big, and then just simply tap. Okay, it's gonna bring out the bandages again. So just tap, tap. Wherever you see it's going inside the mesh, just tap it. And now you can see that we have all of these individual bandages. We're still gonna keep them together. What you want to do now is go over here down below and go to the data setting. Over here, you want to go to the quad reflow remesh. We're going to use the quad reflow remesh. If you have the quad remesher, it is going to work the best. Okay. But if you're using Blender's default quad reflow remesh, it will work as well, but it is going to give you a bit higher poly count. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give this a value of 750. Let's try this. Let's see how it goes. So yeah, you can see it's not the very best. We didn't get the best result. Let's undo this. And let's try giving it a bit higher value. Okay, so this is not really working, but if you look, and if I use the quad remesher, I just put it at 750 and then I press remesh. You can see that I have individual straps all with good topology. Now I think the quadriflow remesh is not working because everything is combined. Okay, so I'm adding this section later on while I'm editing because I just realized something and I wanted to test it and it works. So the reason that quadriflow remesh was not working is not because everything is combined. It was because that the number was simply just too low. So if you see that when I put something like 750, it doesn't really work. Let's wait it for load. Let's wait for it to load. And you can see that this is a bit glitchy. This is a bit buggy, not our desired solution. So let's undo this. And you can see that when I increase the remesh value, let's make it 1500. Let's go. Let's wait for this to load as well. You can see that it gets a bit better, but it's still a bit buggy. Okay. Now you can separate them, do this individually because that will allow you more control. You can make this 175, this 100. But if you want to make it done just one go, then maybe let's try an even higher value, 2500. Let's go. Let's wait for this to load. Let's see how this performs. And there you have it. You can see that the quad reflow remesh worked as well, and you have individual bandages. Nice. Now, if you're not that concerned about the poly count, this is totally fine. But if you're really concerned about it, you can separate them. And like I told you, you can control them individually. Also, currently, all of the bandages are in one plane. We want them to be in layers, so one top of the other. So continue the rest of the video. You can select everything, press P. Let's make it by loose part. And then you can go over here, go to the quadriflow remesh again. Let's make this 75. I think 75 is enough for each bandage. So yeah, you see, you can get the same result with quadriflow remesh as well. But this is gonna be a bit of manual labor. You can just, for a shortcut, once you perform it on one bandage, just select the other one, press press Shift R. Okay. So pressing Shift R basically repeats the last action. Okay, so this bandage is a bit troublesome. Let's just give it a higher value. I think that is going to work well. Okay, so it's working fine now. A higher value is what it required. So 100 is okay. I'm just selecting and pressing Shift R. If you do not have the quad remesher, you can use the built-in quadriflow remesh. It is gonna be a bit glitchy, but it does the trick. Now you have all the bandages separately, which is looking really nice. All you have to do now is select individual bandages, go to sculpt mode, and then simply create the layers using the inflate brush. So just tap, and now you can see this one is above this one. Let's press Alt Q. So Alt Q is basically a shortcut for you to switch between objects while remaining in sculpt mode. Otherwise, you go to object mode, select this, go to sculpt mode again. We don't have enough time. Time is precious. So click over here, press inflate. Click over here, press inflate. Click over here. Let's make this one above it. Press inflate. And let's make this one above that one. Okay. So press inflate. And you get the gist. Okay. A really easy way of making bandages. Okay, you can push this in from the corners, or I think we shouldn't have this much gap in between the lower one. So let's keep this one above. Yeah, let's keep it above. Okay, this is looking fine. What about this one? Let's select this, inflate. So you see, a really simple way of making bandages. Now what you can do as well is go to the modifier tab, add a solidify modifier. Let's make the offset 1. Let's add a subdivision modifier. Where is it? Your subdivision surface. Let's go back to the solidify, change the edge. Let's crease the inner a bit. Let's crease the outer a bit. Let's right click, shade smooth, and then select all of the bandages. Deselect the body, select this one last, the one that you applied the modifiers on. Press Ctrl L and then copy modifiers. Now there you have it. We have bandages. You can select all of them, shade smooth. A really easy way of modeling bandages, and you can have a look at the wireframe. It could have been better with the quad remesher, but yeah, this is the best we can do with quad reflow remesh. You can try experimenting with different values for different bandages. You can see that some were working, some were glitchy, but yeah, this is a fairly easy way of making bandages. Now you watch the tutorial, go and perform it as well. Otherwise, there's no point watching this tutorial. This is all gonna go to waste. Go and practice this right now. If you like the video, then just hit the subscribe button, press the like button, share it with your friends. You can do that for zero cost. It really helps me out. And it is gonna help you out as well, because I'm gonna make a lot more tutorials. I make a lot of mindset videos because I really think it's important. I don't care what tutorial you watch, what courses you buy. If you don't fix this, it's no use. If you don't have a growth mindset, if you're not productive, if you cannot sit your ass down and practice, there's no point. I'll see you around. Goodbye.